I'm SP from Legends of S.H.I.E.L.D., a show about the general Marvel comic universe, part of the Gonna Geek Network, just like the show you're checking out now. Shows on the network are individually owned and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other hilarious and fun geeky shows at GonnaGeekNetwork.com.
I don't know. Thousands of years ago it crashes and this thing gets thrown out or crawls out and it ends up freezing in the ice.
I just cannot believe any of this voodoo bullshit.
Charles, happens all the time, man. They're falling out of the skies like flies. Government knows all about it, right, Mac?
You believe any of this voodoo bullshit, Blair?
Charles, chariots of the gods, man. They practically own South America. I mean, they taught the Incas everything they know.
Everyone, and welcome to Smoking and Drinking in Space. This is a sci-fi podcast from a couple guys who think they know sci-fi. And this week we reviewed the sci-fi horror classic that turned audiences' stomachs back in 1982 that stars goo, gore, and paranoia. It's John Carpenter's The Thing. But first, he's the doobie-smoking conspiracy theorist who freaks the fuck out when you boil his blood. It's Rob. How are you doing, Rob?
I'm doing good. I don't get that reference.
You don't?
No, I don't remember any blood getting boiled in this movie.
You don't?
No, I really don't.
You don't remember the red hot poker and the petri dishes of blood?
I remember there being a microscope and looking at like blood cells.
You dipshit. You did not watch the 2011 prequel.
Wait, there's a prequel?
Yeah, there's a prequel.
This one had had Mary Elizabeth Weinstein in it, right?
No.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me I want to make sure that we did this right, because you asked me today, did I watch the original, right? And I said, yeah, there was a dog, a spaceship, and fire was involved. I mean, all that stuff was in this movie.
Uh-huh.
Now, you did get me a little confused when you said no women. And I'm like, well, I mean, how are you to tell how somebody identifies themselves?
Uh-huh.
I mean, for all we know, Mary might identify herself as non-binary. You don't. I mean, that's really presumptuous of you. I mean, what's going on? I mean, I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm sure you are. You live in a state of confusion, so that doesn't surprise me.
It makes things entertaining.
Yeah, no. What happened was, so I turned on my Plex to watch The Thing, and apparently there's been an update to the listings on whatever meta scraper. I think it's the movie database,
right? Yeah,
that Plex uses, and so it labeled The Thing, because I didn't have the year on the folder. It labeled The Thing with the 2011 version, but I have the 1982 version.
Right,
and the 2011 isn't like a remake; it's a prequel. And so I wanted to make sure, because I didn't even think about the prequel being out there whenever we chose this. I was like, surely he didn't watch the prequel, so I just wanted to reach out and make sure.
Well, that's mighty nice of you. For your just for your own sake of ease of mind, I did watch the prequel and the other one. I watched the other one.
Did you watch the prequel first, or?
No. I watched the first one, and then I'm like, huh. All right, well, I'm going to watch the second one too, just because, why not? So I had a Thing marathon.
Nice.
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
I haven't actually seen the prequel, so.
Okay, so, I mean, we can talk about this now. We can talk about it later. It doesn't matter to me.
Let's talk about it a little later.
Okay, well, we can bring it up.
All right. Just before we get into the news, which I hope you have some news today.
I have a few articles.
Okay, good. Just before we get into the news,
of pictures.
Just a real brief announcement. So, from this episode going forward, we're going to be kind of on a very sporadic schedule. We're not going to be releasing Satis bi-weekly anymore. We'll be releasing Satis whenever new release sci-fi movies come out. We'll cover those if they seem cover worthy. So the next one that we have slated is Dune 2. That was supposed to be in November. Now it's going to be next March because they delayed Dune Part 2. But if anything comes up in the meantime, we will certainly cover that, release an episode, but there's not going to be any regular episodes for the near future. So we might go back into a regular episode cadence, sometime in the distant future. But for now, it's just going to be kind of a sporadic schedule. So,
okay, that's good to hear.
Is it good to hear? You're glad? Makes you happy?
Well, I'm glad that you said something.
Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know.
Yeah, I was going to be a little concerned, when I can't remember what the heck we're supposed to watch
right
next week.
Satic, however, is staying on its normal biweekly schedule.
Oh, it is?
It is. I mean, you should know that. You run that show, so.
So, dang it. Okay.
Yeah.
So we're still doing that, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
You got some news?
Ready. I do. Are you ready for some news?
Yeah, let's do the news.
Some news. All right. So we're going to go in order of newsiness. And I use the term newsiness in terms of like when it was released as news.
Okay.
Just because that's how it's pulled up on my screen here. Russia, the country Russia.
I know the country Russia, or of the country Russia, yes.
Yeah, so they launched a spacecraft to the moon to land on the moon.
Okay.
So that they could, I guess, do some experimentation and yada, 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 and get ready for, this whole like new moon space race thing going on. The last time they landed on the moon was in 1976. So, it's
been a little while.
It's been a little while.
About 47 years.
Yeah. If your math adds up. Does it?
It should.
I don't know. I'm not very good with math. Anyway, so they launched a spacecraft dubbed Luna 25. Luna 25 made it to the moon. However, there was I'm guessing this is just my guess, but I think there was some sort of calibration issue.
Okay.
Because the spacecraft tried to bury itself in the moon. Luna 25 crashed.
Yeah.
And NASA, Russia being the paragon of information sharing,
right?
Let us all know that. Yep. Luna 25 has been lost. No, they didn't. NASA had to basically say, yeah, we found a new crater on the moon, and it's suspiciously where the
and it's very Luna 25 shaped.
Yes. It's like, hey, we've got an image of this particular location from June 2020. And hey, here's something from August 24th of 2023. And it just so happens to be where you were going to supposedly land. Why is there a new crater? Yeah. And the Roscosmos said that they were analyzing a technical glitch. When it was preparing to
glitch being they don't know where their rover is because it's buried in moon dust.
So They probably forgot to, carry a 1 or something, decimal points, those tricky decimal points. They'll get you every time. I sent you a link to the article there, so you can see they have this fancy little GIF where they superimposed about a quarter way down, superimposed the two images. It's flipping back and forth.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Nice little hole. Wow, that thing is bigger than a lot of the little holes around it.
Right. It wasn't a micrometeoroid.
Sucker crashed.
Yeah, so it was supposed to land on the South Pole, study the ice to help try to gain some information and some insight as to how the moon was formed back in the day. I don't know why. I mean, we've already figured out that it's hollow and there's an AI inside.
Oh, damn it.
But whatever. I guess they didn't see that documentary before they launched the moon.
I'd hate you.
This Luna rover. All right, so that's that.
What else you got?
What else do I got? Well, we are staying 100% space-based this time.
Oh, boy.
I figured, might as well go out with a bang on the fact that...
Like a Russian moonlander.
Yeah, well, yeah, that too. But, I see what you did there. It's pretty funny. But as opposed to, throwing in some superhero news, because let's face it, there isn't a whole lot of superhero news at the moment, because for some reason... writers and actors are refusing to work right now.
Huh.
So yeah,
that's weird.
In case you didn't know, apparently writers and actors.
What's going on? I have
something.
Huh.
It's
weird.
2008 all over again. Heroes.
We're not doing heroes again.
Oh, okay. Anyway, all right. So NASA. Here's the headline. I'm going to give you the headline. NASA wants a giant inflatable bag to collect and throw out space junk.
So they want a big hefty bag and they're just going to toss it out with the garbage? I mean, what?
Yeah. So, right now there's a ton of debris out there, right?
Sure.
In space, relative to our planet. And satellites have to make adjustments. The ISS has to make, adjustments, not constantly, but frequently to avoid large
hitting other stuff.
Chunks. Yeah. So NASA awarded what's the name of the company? The name of the company is TransAstra. They awarded TransAstra, a California-based company, $850,000. An $850,000 contract to build an inflatable space trash bag concept. Like, so they still have to demonstrate this stuff down here, but the idea is that this space trash bag will deploy. Grab the debris, close up like a Venus flytrap, so to speak, and then, and this is what I find really weird is then it will jettison said trash bag into space.
So just got to launch it into space. So it's a hefty bag with a rocket.
Right. I don't even know if it has a rocket. It just says that they will send it off. I don't know I don't know if they're going to. I don't know.
Is there is there an intergalactic trash collection service?
Yeah.
You have a big dump truck that comes through into orbit.
It passes by every few years to grab stuff. Yeah, they haven't really gone into that, so I don't know if they're going to push it out into a larger orbit or, throw it on a trajectory to...
Well, if they say throw it out into space, hopefully it's not in orbit anymore. I mean, that's not out into space. That's, just kind of hanging around.
Yeah. So or if they're going to like try to deorbit it and let it burn up in the atmosphere, I don't know. They're still in the planning stages, I guess. Originally, this trash bag, this was invented by the company for the asteroid redirect mission. And it was supposed to rendezvous with a near-Earth asteroid and collect a multi-ton boulder from its surface, and then I guess bring it back. And then TransAstra was like, "Hey, wait a minute! We could also use this to clean up the 27,000 pieces of space debris being tracked by DoD." So
it's a lawn and leaf bag that they're gonna smash a rocket onto and launch into space.
That's what it looks like.
All right.
That's what it looks like. I'm
sure it'll work flawlessly.
Yeah. I mean, apparently it's so bad that like there was another group that did was trying to do a space junk removal mission. And it got scrapped because it got hit by another piece of space junk.
Yeah. There's an actual like syndrome named for the cascading effect that could happen with space junk. It's called Kessler syndrome. And basically it's when one space junk creates so much other space junk that it just keeps creating more space junk when it crashes into things in orbit.
Right.
Eventually you have this huge massive space junk in orbit that you can't get through.
Right. And, they had a movie about it, Gravity. Gravity was, the whole concept of the movie Gravity was that,
that it got hit by space junk.
It got hit by space junk, and it stranded somebody in space for a while.
Yep, Sandra Bullock,
George Clooney. Yep. So there's that. We'll see what comes of that.
All right, what else you got?
All right, so I want to let it be known, because this is something that I beat SP on reporting.
What?
Yeah, right. I couldn't believe this myself. I was like, holy moly. You would have thought that he would have at least mentioned this, but maybe he just doesn't care. And as soon as Chrome decides to start responding again, there it goes.
That's what you get for using Chrome.
Yeah, well, or maybe it's what I get for going to this website. Holy moly. Okay. Give it just a moment.
Sounds like you're on some kind of sketchy website.
No, this is
breaking
IFL
your ad blocker?
No, it's IFL Science. I mean, I've been to it before, but
the hell is IFL Science?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's got science in the name. It's got to be reputable.
Right. Well, no. Ooh, buddy. Chrome is having some fun times. It is taking up 99%, 100% of my CPU. Wow, that was entertaining. All right, there we go. Chrome decided to finally let go. All right, let me bring that back up real quick. Sorry about that. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Maybe this is why he didn't bring it up, but who knows? All right, IFL Science has reported that something just smacked into Jupiter, and we actually caught it on film.
Oh, I was about to say,
camera.
Well, if we caught it, how did it smack into Jupiter?
Right. I'm going to send you this so you can see it. It's kind of impressive. So some.
I don't know that I want to go to this site.
Oh no, it's fine. You'll be all right. You'll just have a bunch of exclamation points where all the ads are. It's fine. So an Okinawa-based astronomical observation project called Oasis and Poncots caught at 1:45 a.m. Japanese Standard Time on August 29th. So that was a couple days ago for as of this recording.
Yeah, 5 days ago. Yeah,
5 days ago, they caught a object smashing into the surface or into the cloud, gas cloud of
that was a big
of Jupiter
crash too.
Yeah, so they raised an alarm. So at this point in time, on the social media post at 1:45, they raised an alarm and said, "Hey, if you are observing Jupiter around the same time, you need to check your data and see if you see what we just saw." And they posted it on Twitter, and it'll be in the show notes if you want to take a look at it. But it's pretty good up in the upper, what would you call that? The upper north. We're going to say northeast quadrant, just because I don't even know. A big giant flash, explosion type of thing happened. Now this happens a lot, apparently. Jupiter's basically the biggest gravitational pulling body out there.
Well, except for the sun.
Well, except for the sun, but out there in that area, compared to Saturn and Neptune and Uranus has a pretty good pull on it. But we're not talking about your butt. We're talking about planets.
I see what you did there. Yeah.
Do you? Yeah. Brought this in. Anyway, so it happens a lot, but what's rare is the fact that it got captured, because it doesn't get captured very often. It's not like we can track it and go, "Oh, we're about to see something good." So that was pretty impressive. There was a study in 2013 that suggested that Jupiter gets hit by objects between 5 to 20 meters in diameter around 12 to 60 times every year. Objects larger than 100 meters impact Jupiter probably every few years. So that's approximately 10,000 times larger than the impact rate of similar objects on Earth. So
Earth is just a little guy.
Hey, we're just a little guy. We know
hard
how
to hit.
We know how to dip, dodge, duck, dive, and dodge. Yeah. Apparently, we've practiced with our wrenches. They the first time that they captured an impact before was back in 1994 when a comet collided with Jupiter. So it's very rare.
Cool.
So
yeah, it's actually kind of a cool little gift
kind
there.
of a cool thing. I saw that. Yeah, I saw that last actually I saw that today while I was sitting on the pot, and I was like, hey, this is impressive. Let me make sure that Jason knows about it. The fact that I took a dump, not that I found news.
Yeah, thanks. All right, you got anything else?
No, that's it. I just standard confusion on what we had to watch this time. I'm hoping the pod crawl tells me a lot so that I can be somewhat intelligent sounding.
The pod crawl is not going to help you be intelligent. I don't think there's anything that could make you help you be intelligent.
Oh, all right, fine.
All right, let's do this.
We can call it, I don't know, say a pod crawl? The pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Pod crawl! Excellent! Insert it deep! Pod crawl! Kind of like a space suppository full of information.
What do you get when you isolate a group of men in a frozen desert with an alien mimic of unknown origin? No, you don't get a bunch of heartfelt moments of sharing and bonding over stressful experiences that bring them together to a common cause. This isn't your romance novels, Rob. What you get is a bunch of paranoid lunatics with itchy trigger fingers ready to pounce on any shadow that dares look like it is thinking of having some sort of tendril. And so we have a character study of just such paranoia in a theme, a masterwork of the breakdown of the tenuous pecking order of society when the individual is threatened and doesn't know who it can trust. Mac Reedy is the apathetic helicopter pilot who goes out in search of answers with the Antarctic research camp's doctor after a mysterious dog is chased into camp by a duo of Norwegians who have obviously never fired a rifle before. At the wrecked Norwegian base, they find a big spaceship and mutilated body of something frozen in the ice that was hastily torched. The only natural thing to do is to ignore all the other dead Norwegians and bring the mysterious body back to camp, so they do just that. Once there, hijinks ensue as the dog they rescue reaches out to make friends with all the other dogs in the kennel. Clark, seeing the strange dog humping a couple of the others in a very odd way, calls an alarm and the other guys head over to watch the action. What they see is something fairly horrific, as the new dog on the block is slowly absorbing the others, and not in a nice, get-to-know-you-over-bottle-of-wine kind of way. Macready torches the abominations, and they take their corpses to study with the one they brought back from Little Norway. Blair finds that the bodies aren't really all that dead, and then freaks the fuck out on the camp, smashing all their communication and computer equipment and trying to split Macready's head open. The camp puts Blair in timeout while they figure out what to do next. They have a sneaking suspicion there is another mimic among them, but aren't sure how to tell who it is, but their bet is on the weirdo who hangs with the dogs. The other biologist comes up with a plan to test the blood they have in storage with everyone else's blood to see whose blood gets eaten, but before they can get to the blood, all of the blood is dumped on the floor, making a huge mess of blood. Anyway, they split up again after tying up the doctor and the sheriff because they were the only ones who had access to the blood, and there is some shade thrown on Macready maybe pointing to him being the thing, so Knowles leaves his ass out in the cold. However, Macready manages to make it back inside, and he's not in a super happy mood, so with the power of dynamite, he forces everyone to take a blood test involving filleting their thumbs and a red-hot poker. It's just as sexy as it sounds. Turns out, Palmer is the thing, and he kind of freaks the fuck out when his blood jumps out of the petri dish and eats Windows. Macready puts him to the flame, and then Windows starts to twitch a little and he torches him for good measure. With the doctor eaten when he tried to save a thing from a heart attack, it just leaves 5 of them, Macready, Childs, Gary, Blair, and Knowles. They go to check on Blair and find out he's not in the timeout corner anymore, and has been keeping himself busy building a My First Alien spaceship kit. They head out in search of Blair, splitting up 3-1 as you would of course do. Childs is the odd man out and is seen leaving base under mysterious circumstances while Macready, Knowles, and Gary go to start the Jenny back up and maybe do a little explosions to the camp. The Jenny is gone, obviously not sticking around to see how the shit show ends, so they start setting dynamite charges to blow the place to smithereens. If they can't take the thing out with fire, they will take it out with explosion. However, Blair picks off Gary and Knowles one by one, and then uses his super monster form to try and pick off Macready, but gets stuck in the floorboards and Macready tosses him a stick of TNT to hold while he beats feet the fuck out of there. The camp blows up, leaving a very Norwegian-looking camp in its place when Childs comes out of the shadows to sit with a freezing Macready to watch the camp burn. They stare at each other with mistrust, neither of them sure if the other is a thing, and roll them sharing a bottle of scotch while they slowly freeze to death. Credits.
All right, 1982's The Thing. So this was a movie that John Carpenter, I mean, this is one of the movies that he's really well known for. Unfortunately, it wasn't really that well received when he first made it, and it kind of shifted his career onto a path where, you know, he started making things like Big Trouble in Little China, Christine. He made Christine after this, and so he was an up and comer director before this movie, and then he kind of got shoved to the side after this movie came out. What did you think of the movie?
I mean, I thought it was all right. Yeah, I thought it was all right. It was very 80s. It had a very 80s flair to it, you know.
How so?
Well, first off, I mean, the easiest way to figure out who was the thing is just find the one dude that wasn't smoking. It was probably an alien.
Well, but that doesn't hold true because Palmer was smoking.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, I mean, it would have slowed you down a little bit, I guess, or narrowed it down a little bit. Maybe. I don't know. It was just, yeah, there was a lot of smoking. Just some of the dialogue was very kind of campy, so to speak. Kind of over the top, you know, in terms of the acting, you know, a little over dramatic at times.
Okay.
You know, but yeah, it was very much a product of that time period, you know, and we can say that this far out, you know, because it has a very distinctive 80s feel to it.
Okay. So
movie feel.
Would you say this is similar to or different than Blade Runner? in terms of feel of the time period.
In terms of feel, I would say this one is slightly different in terms of feel. I mean, I don't know. Blade Runner was more in your head, and it seemed a little bit more cerebral in terms of are you a robot or are you not type of thing. Whereas this one, it was just straight up, paranoia.
Right.
As opposed to in Blade Runner, it felt more along the lines of, I mean, there was always that question, but we're not murdering each other over the question. This one felt very paranoia.
But so ignoring theme, because the paranoia in this movie is the main theme of the movie. Just
right.
in terms of a movie kind of shaped by its time, would you say this is more or less shaped than Blade Runner by its time? Because Blade Runner came out around the same time as this movie, which is why I'm asking.
Right. I don't know. I mean, I think the 80s movies and that kind of stuff, there were, I think maybe Blade Runner is able to hide its time period a little bit better. And I think part of that is the fact that they tried to do, they did future, right? So
Sure.
they were able to hide that. Whereas this very much is set in, I mean, hell, it said it was the 80s when it popped up, right? So
Right.
This was considered happening now in Antarctica, right. Or not now, but yeah. So, I would say that the other one did a little bit better of a job.
Okay.
Blade Runner did a little bit better a job of hiding the fact that it came from the 80s. But, you could still see those kinds of nods in there or what have you.
So you're not a big fan of the horror genre, though, right?
I never was. I never have been. I've got to be. So in this, I know this is considered horror, but it's a horror that I'm okay with. It doesn't bother me. I'm not a spooky. I'm not kind of spooky, jump scare type horror kind of person. I'm okay with the monster horror a little bit. Aliens, I guess, would be considered horror as well to an extent, and I like the Aliens movies. They're great. And so the Thing, it kind of puts me in that. It's horror. I can understand that. Hell, The Abyss, I think, was classified as horror to some extent. So I'm okay with this subgenre of horror.
Okay.
The creature stuff is okay. I'm at Lazarus Effect. We watched Lazarus Effect. I'm okay with that kind of deal. Event Horizon. But it's the stuff like,
the Lazarus Effect sucked.
Yeah, but I mean that type of. It
was kind of jump scary though, right?
Very, very little. It didn't rely on that the whole time.
Yeah, I guess
right?
You're right.
So whereas like the Halloweens and the Freddy's or Friday the 13th and that stuff, it's very much like jump scare, that kind of stuff. And then even like the demonic, like Insidious and all those others, I'm just kind of like, no, thanks. You can watch it, honey. I'm fine. Because she loves that stuff. And I'll be upstairs playing video games while you watch. Because it just doesn't appeal to me. So, okay. But this wasn't too bad. If I had my This kept my interest a little bit more than what Blade Runner did, just because there was less like just talking. You know,
Less talking, there was more action. So,
well, I mean, there's less, there's less dialogue as far as like just sitting and listening to somebody wax poetic just to be waxing poetic.
okay.
That kind of stuff, so I mean, there was still some dialogue and things like that, but it was, it was moving things forward, and it wasn't like trying to be all philosophical, good, bad, or indifferent. That's my take. That's my feel.
Okay.
Now, if you ask me about the prequel, I preferred the prequel over this.
Did you really? So I haven't seen the prequel.
So I think they're both good. I thought both of the things were good. I think the prequel did a good job of paying homage or moving the story along. I guess along, even though it's a prequel, but expanding on the story that was already set up. I preferred the first one a little bit more, mostly because we got better monsters. We got better creatures. We got better things.
Okay.
The thing in the prequel was, again, we're talking the difference between 1982 and 2011. So, CG is an actual thing. And it looks good. So, there was that, but I liked it more because of the creatures. That was the one. Not the one. I had a number of quabbles, but that was the quabble that got me the most. Was we really didn't see the thing very
prequel?
much. In the first one. I mean, we did see it,
It's
but
not quite a
but
bit, I thought.
Yeah, well, it was mostly like what they split open, and then like would absorb you, and then it was like just deformed creature type stuff.
Well, but no, I mean, so yeah, we saw the original deformed creature that they brought back from the Norwegian base, right? That they tried to light on fire at the Norwegian base. So they brought that back, and then we see the dog, and it went through a couple of different metamorphoses in just the kennel. So it was trying to eat those other two dogs. It changed a little bit and then tried to escape, and they torched it. And then we see that again in the storage room where they were going to store it. He eats that was Norris, right? He ate the geologist.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Or was it the meteorologist? It was one of the others. One of those ologists.
Yeah.
So he eats that guy. And then we see him escaping the camp, or trying to escape the camp, and his hands haven't fully formed yet, and he's kind of all fucked up.
Right.
And the next time we see the thing was that? It was no, it wasn't the geologist. The geologist was the guy whose head came off. He was the guy who had the heart attack. So the next thing that we see the thing. It must have been the meteorologist. Yeah, it was the meteorologist that we saw with all the fucked up hands and stuff. So the geologist was the next guy that we saw. He had the heart attack. So apparently the thing copies you so much, he also copies heart disease.
So was it an actual heart attack, or was it the thing like just freaking the fuck out?
I think it was an actual heart attack, because he'd kind of shown signs before of his heart kind of fucking up before McCready got in. So when he was in that room about to board it up, and then he looked outside and saw Knowles coming in, he'd kind of hit his chest.
He was grabbing his chest or whatever. Yeah.
And so he has a heart attack, and the doctor examines him and, doesn't hear a heartbeat. So he gets the defibrillator out and shocks him a couple times and then loses his arms in the process. So that's the second one. So we see that, gaping maw, the doctor loses arms, and then that long sequence where they're torching the body and the head kind of splits off and crawls underneath the desk and sprouts.
So that was kind of cool. Yeah,
that was cool. I mean,
that was
I thought the creature effects, especially for 1982, were actually really, really well done in this movie.
So I guess my thing is the creature. Yeah, there was some pretty decent creature effects. I think it comes down to the fact that the majority of the creature effects were stationary, so it was all puppetry.
Sure.
So you didn't get as in the 2011 one there, like the creatures like moving around, the things moving around. You still got the gross stuff. I mean, it was pretty cool. So I kind of liked that a little bit more. But I can see, I mean, there was things there was scenes with the thing and the creatures and things like that. So I kind of forgot about the head piece. That was kind of cool. But yeah, I don't know. If I had to watch these again, I would probably prefer, if I had to choose one of the two, I would probably choose the 2011 one over the 82 one if I was having to watch one of these again.
Man, I don't know. The prequel's going to have to be really good for me to put it over this.
I thought it was pretty decent. I thought it was good. I liked it. Anyway, but you didn't watch the 2011 one. I did.
I didn't.
So
yeah,
that's on you. You should have watched it.
That wasn't the homework assignment.
Hey, you said The Thing, so I watched The Thing.
And then last week, whenever I introduced the description, I said 1982's The Thing.
Look, I went with the one that was on your Plex and watched that one.
Well, the one that's on my Plex is the 1982 version.
Not according to the description.
Well,
I was watching the 2011 one as well. That's what was throwing me. That wasn't throwing me off, but like I was like, dang, because I didn't have it. I don't have it.
Right.
On my stuff. So I was like, all right, I know I remember seeing it on Jason's. Let me get to it. And I get to it. I'm like, oh man, it's the 2011 one. Well, that stinks. And so I started playing it just for the hell of it. And I'm like, what the actual hell? This thing looks like shit for 2011 because it had the opening scroll and everything.
Right.
I'm like, damn, they really leaned into this, didn't they? And then it said Kurt Russell and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay. All right. It got mislabeled. That's fine.
Yeah, I got to get that fixed.
Then I got intrigued. And so then I found where did I find the 2011 one? I think it was on something. It was free. I found it free on one of my things. I don't remember what.
It's on Paramount.
Was it? No, I didn't.
Or not
watch
Paramount,
it on Paramount.
Peacock.
No, I didn't watch it on Peacock. What did I watch it on? Oh, now I'm going to wonder. I think, you know what? I think it's on Prime.
Is it on Prime for free?
Let me look. Oh, no. No, it is Peacock. I didn't watch it on Peacock. Where did I watch it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I do have it, and I didn't realize it. I don't remember. I was trying to look it up because I know I had to rent something on Prime, but that something was I ended up renting Darkman on Prime. So I don't remember what I couldn't remember what I watched. Anyway, yeah.
No, I thought the creature effects were really good, and that's one of kind of the defining moments of this movie. And well, I mean, even just for the time, sure, but they still hold up.
Okay, yeah, I mean they do, yeah, mostly.
Well, what doesn't hold up?
Well, I mean they're obviously dated, but they do. Yeah, they held up.
Yeah.
The only one that I thought was a little rough was I thought the dog one was a little bad, but that I chalked that up to the fact that you're trying to make you're trying to. There's only so much you can do with a dog, right?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like you could tell the dog to, okay, I need you to act like this, and we're going to slap a prosthetic.
I need you to be scared.
Yes, and I need you to pretend like your chest is about to burst open, and you're going to eat two hands.
Right.
No.
I thought it was actually really cool, like framing whenever they had the thing dog come in the middle. All the other dogs were on the periphery against the walls of the fence of the kennel, and he just kind of lays in between all of them like he's ready to eat. And that was actually kind of cool because all these tendrils come out and the dogs are freaking the fuck out. That one dog is like chewing through the fence.
So, which, don't get me started on that. I don't know how a dog can chew through a wire fence.
You've never seen a dog do that?
Not as quickly as it was doing it. So did the dog like go and thing that one dude when it was at night? It showed the dog staring at staring into that room, and you saw a shadow.
Yeah.
So it had thinged.
It had thinged somebody at least once before it got put in the kennel. Yeah.
Right. And so why? So it looks like when the thing things somebody, it like reverts to like grotesqueness or whatever. Why did it do that? Why didn't it do that when it did the dude? Or does it do that, and then if you give it enough time, it'll
revert back? Yeah,
it reverts back. Okay.
Yeah, it's actually spreading. So the thing, and this is one of the things that they said in the movie, is the thing is not a full thing. So each cell in its body is actually an individual organism. It's kind of like those men of wars that are actually each individual organisms, but they come together to make this man of war organism. I can't remember what they're called.
Jellyfish?
No, man of war is different than. Hold on. Man of war is different than a jellyfish.
He's looking it up. Research on the fly.
Zoids.
Or
zooids. Yeah, zooids. Portuguese man of war.
Oh. Stinking Portuguese.
So it looks like it's a single organism, but it's technically known as a siphonophore. It's actually a colony of 4 smaller individual organisms known as zooids. Or zooids.
Okay.
Zooids.
All right. I'm all right. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah. So kind of like that, although I think the individual cells in the thing can function autonomously and start reproducing based upon if they get, I guess, a hold of organic matter. They didn't go into too much detail, but that's what Blair came up with in his analysis.
Right.
So my question, who do you think the first one was? So we saw that shadow, the dog walking in, and then we saw the shadow of that dude turn. Who do you think that first shadow was?
Give me a minute. Let me look at the cast list here. I have a dude. I have an idea, but I'm not sure. Oh, which one was that guy?
I don't know. What did he do?
Honestly, I'm thinking it was was he the cook or whatever that had the guy that was on the roller skates?
Knowles never got thinged until the very, very end.
No,
it wasn't Knowles. Because Knowles was clean when they did the blood check.
Oh, that's right. Let's see. Hold on. Well, it wasn't the station commander because he was okay.
He's clean. He got clean. He was good up until the very end.
Was it Fox?
Fuchs?
Fuchs?
Could have been Fuchs. But
Maybe
Fuchs didn't really act like it. No, it wasn't Fuchs because Fuchs was the one that self-immolated.
Oh, that's right. He's the one that because he
was out. Yeah, he was looking at something and
got hit
and came into conflict with the thing, and he was the one that they found all burned up out in the middle of.
Let's see.
So it wasn't Fuchs. So the only people that it could have been
maybe
would be
no name. Maybe.
Well, they all had names.
Well, I mean, like one that we never saw.
No, we saw everybody. So the only people that could have been are Blair. Could have been Palmer.
Okay, Blair
could
was
have
the
been
biologist.
Dr. Cooper. Cooper was clean on the blood test. So Blair, Palmer, Norris, or Windows. Those are the only four it could have been.
Well, it wasn't Windows because Windows got eaten.
Oh, that's right. Not Windows. Who was it? Oh, yeah. So Blair. So the only three it could have been were Blair, Norris, or Palmer.
I don't think it was. So the shadow was pretty skinny. So I don't think it was Norris because Norris was kind of a bigger guy, right? He was more of a heavy set kind of guy. Because Norris is the one that had the heart attack.
Yeah.
So I think it was it to me it looked like one of the skinnier guys. It wasn't the dog handler, so it wasn't.
It wasn't anybody that had a beard, and the dog handler wasn't ever infected anyway.
Clark? Oh no, that's right. Clark just got hit. Yeah, he got shot.
He got shot in the head because he was about to punch McCready.
Yeah, Childs.
Childs.
Oh no, Childs is the black guy. He was the.
Yeah, that's Keith David.
Yeah, that's Keith David Williams.
No, just Keith at the end. David.
Well, no, his last name is also Williams. Keith David Williams.
Oh,
sorry. Anyway, yeah, he was at the end. So, I'm also trying to look at these actors and imagine what they looked like. 50 years ago.
Yeah. So you can't go off the shadow though, or you can't. The actor that supposedly got hit is not the same actor that did the shadow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I mean, it's
do you know the answer? Is there an answer? I don't.
They originally were going to use Clinton, David Clinton, who played Palmer as the shadow. And so presumably he was the first one to get turned. The thing is his shadow was too easily identifiable, so they used a stunt coordinator.
Okay.
But the funny thing is that happened really early in the movie. So if Palmer was the first one that was turned, and it was an imitation Palmer that was basically playing himself throughout the entire movie, or the rest of the movie. He's the one that was talking, alien spaceships being chariot of the gods and all of that as the alien.
Right. Yeah. Because he was the conspiracist.
Yeah, he was the conspiracy theorist.
Yeah. Okay, that guy, yeah. Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's entirely possible.
And I can't remember him smoking any more weed after that scene.
I don't recall either.
So yeah, I think it was Palmer as the first one that got assimilated.
Okay. I have no rebuttal for that rebuttal.
Rebuttal.
I refute. It was a combination of rebuttal and refute.
All right, so kind of like quabble. Nice.
Yeah.
Rebuttal.
Yeah. Rebuttals. You got any rebuttals for my theory, dude?
We'll do that. All right. So, question for you: at the end, do you think Childs was a thing?
I don't think so.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, they were kind of hanging around the fire a lot at the end there. And the thing doesn't like fire. So maybe not. I don't. And even so, if that was the case, why wouldn't it just, end with him eating McCready?
Right.
Just so that we could go, oh, okay, now there's two of them that'll get discovered in the future.
Right.
Because they freeze and hibernate themselves. So, I don't know. I don't think he was. I would like to say that humanity was saved by the sacrifice of those two valiant men.
I'm not sure either. I don't think he was. Just for the same reason that you did. I mean, at that point, it was just him and McCready. It wouldn't have made a difference if, he had eaten McCready immediately or not. So there's really no sense for him to hide it. He could have just assimilated McCready. And again, there would have been two specimens once they were rediscovered or rescued or whatever. So
right.
And then whenever they thawed out, they could have, proliferated.
Yeah, gone to town.
Now there was a 2002 video game that was apparently a canon sequel to the movie.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And both McCready and Childs were discovered. McCready was the only one that was alive. Childs was dead and frozen. But it was determined that Childs was not a thing. So apparently he was not. But then John Carpenter later on, like 10 years later, said that he was. So there's still some ambiguity as to whether he was or not.
I think they just do that to create confusion.
Right.
Yeah. Get you thinking about it.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts?
Well, okay. So I had a problem with the opening.
How so?
Okay. So first off, that helicopter basically circled that dog like 30 or 40 times.
Yep.
And they never could take the dog out.
Right. Yeah. Worst shots ever. I mean, yeah. It can't be easy shooting a rifle at a small moving target from a helicopter.
But you should be able to at least get close with those grenades. But no, you throw those grenades 20 yards in the opposite direction of where the dog is.
Right.
So that was...
Gloves are slippery.
Gloves are slippery, apparently, yes. And then, yeah, just a terrible, shitty shot. And then what really confused me is why the hell would you waste a fire extinguisher on a fire that is happening out in the snow?
Right.
Just
because they didn't want it to spread. Or they were trying to save some of the body or whatever. They were trying to save some material or evidence, or maybe they thought the dude was still maybe alive. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But still, it just seemed like
the helicopter was made out of fucking gasoline and tissue paper to begin with. So
well, yeah. Well, but even when they were like burning the body, when they were burning stuff or whatever outside, they would put it out with the fire extinguisher after they're done burning it a little bit.
Right.
It's like, really? Why? That's dumb. But okay, whatever.
They don't want the fire to spread. Snow's flammable.
Fire to spread. Yeah. So I will say, since we're coming up at the end, as far as the 2011 one, I did like how they did the prequel because the end of the movie picks up at the beginning of this movie.
Oh, okay.
So the prequel is basically what happened at the Norwegian camp.
Right.
And so it picks up with the two dudes getting into obviously different dudes, but the two dudes getting into the helicopter chasing the dog thing.
Right.
So I thought that was really interesting. And they made sure to hit and answer all of the beats that got brought to the attention during the 82 movie. In terms of, okay, the place is like a giant fireball, the block of ice that was kind of cored out or whatever. They answered that. The dude that sliced his own throat, and even the guy that was like fused together or what have you. They kind of showed how that happened. So I thought that was kind of cool, kind of interesting. The only thing that they did a little different is the spaceship was underground in like a glacial cavern, and it was never like fully exposed like they showed in the 82 movie, where like, I don't know how, especially if the only way to get in there is via helicopter, to get to these bases. How did nobody notice this giant circular hole with a spaceship sitting in it that the Norwegians had dug up?
Well, it was off a ways. I mean, Antarctica is a pretty big landmass, and
yeah, but
their base was quite a ways away. I mean, they were gone for over a day.
Yeah, but you would think that somebody would notice it. Anyway,
there's not a whole lot of air traffic over fucking Antarctica.
Well, I don't know. There was in the second movie. Anyway,
especially not in 82.
True. All right, that's it.
All right.
I thought it was good. I liked it. I probably wouldn't watch it again. Like I said, I'd probably choose 2011 over 82, but I enjoyed it. I didn't hate it.
Didn't hate it. So did you know that the Norwegian camp in the 82 movie was actually the burned out camp from the end of the movie?
Oh, so, was it?
Yeah. They just they shot all of the Norwegian camp stuff after they had blown up the camp.
Nice. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, they didn't want to have to rebuild another burned out camp. Yep.
Right. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Just let it burn up and then come back and do the shots that way. Yeah, yep. I like it.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Right on.
All right. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
You got a haiku for us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, you ready for this one?
Let's do it.
I'm gonna scroll down. There we go. This one's titled "Tastes Like Chicken."
Oh my
god! Snake Plissken on ice. Antarctic sausage party. Let's have a barbecue.
Oh my god, that is probably the best haiku you've ever come up with.
Well, it's gonna be a while before I get to do another one. So I thought, why not? This one was pretty good. At first I said I had it as like Snake Plissken in snow, but then I was like, Snake Plissken on ice. That kind of, am I going with like an ice skating theme? Is it like Snake Plissken? Is it a drink? Is it Snake Plissken on the rocks? Who knows?
Oh, very nice, very nice.
Yeah, but I mean that honestly, I did have that thought though while watching this. I was like, man, there's a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
This is wow.
Yep, all dudes.
It's got to be lonely.
Yep. All right, you got any awards?
Not. Maybe it's not. We don't know.
That's true.
Pliskin had a nice lock of hair. He could have identified as a woman. We just don't know. We don't know what his wardrobe was like when he wasn't in a flight suit.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
You got any awards?
I do.
All right. Who's got your black lung?
Everyone.
From just
Everybody.
the constant smoke inhalation from torching everything?
That and, them smoking cigarettes, and that kind of stuff during the whole thing.
I only saw about half of them smoking cigarettes.
Yeah, but, at some point, every single one of them either got caught on fire or lit up or, we're just going to give it to everyone.
All right. Mine's going to go to Palmer because he was obviously either he had connections with a botanist or one of the biologists and they were like growing weed in the greenhouse, or he just brought a huge supply of weed with him to Antarctica for his stint there, because he was rolling some pretty fat fucking joints and
he was sharing.
So
yeah, so
wasn't being greedy. So
he wasn't worried about his supply running out.
Right. So yeah, Palmer's getting my black lung.
All right.
Who's got your head lush?
I gave it to McReady.
Yeah, McGreedy gets mine too. He's the one. Oh man, he was drinking some shitty fucking scotch too.
Look, you can't be picky when you're surrounded by ice.
I guess not.
Yeah.
He probably just bought and brought the cheapest fucking scotch he could find, but
yeah, probably.
Yeah. So he's getting mine. He was constantly fucking throwing back scotch. Yeah, bulk.
Yeah, bulk scotch.
All right. Who has your player?
So I gave it to the Thing.
Okay.
That's what it does. It hides and absorbs until it's caught.
Yeah.
Or ousted, I guess. Yeah.
I think I agree with you. I think I'm going to give it to the Thing. It got
nice.
It got nice and cozy with several people and some animals. So yeah. I'm going to give it to the Thing.
Yeah.
All right. Purple Hippo.
So I gave it specifically to, and I can't remember who it was, but the dude that got absorbed when they first saw somebody getting absorbed. Not the dogs, but the other one. Because it looked like it was rough.
So which one? Was it the dude with the hands?
No, not the hand dude. I'm giving it to, because the one that we saw, it was one of the first ones that got absorbed. He was sitting there chilling, and then all we see are his clothes, right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Am I conflating my two movies?
I think you are.
Am I? No, I don't think so. Let's see.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Bennings. I didn't think I got it because I did these before I watched the other one. The Bennings that, when Windows comes in and interrupts.
That's the dude with the hands. That's the dude that ran out into the snow. He had the hands that hadn't formed yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. When you said dude with the hands, I was thinking the dude that got his hands chopped off.
No. That was the doctor.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, the doctor. Yeah. The dude with the hands, because Windows interrupted it, right?
Right.
So the guy, I'm giving it to Bennings as he's getting assimilated, because it wasn't like it happened like while you're asleep or anything. It was happening right then and there.
Right.
So yeah, I was going to give it to Bennings. The Bennings, not Bennings Thing. Yeah.
Okay. So mine's going to go to the doctor. You're sitting there trying to revivify somebody.
Okay.
And suddenly their chest opens up and they eat your arms. That's got to be a fucked up experience.
Right. Yeah, I even thought about giving it to the old man that they isolated, but then I was like, nope, he was already a thing by that time.
Yeah.
Because he was going around like.
No, I don't know.
Shit.
I don't know that he was a thing at that point.
You don't think? Do you think the doctor was the one building that ship, or do you think it was?
No. I think he was the one building that ship, but he didn't start building that ship until they isolated him. But when they isolated him, when they isolated him, he was not a thing yet. I think what happened was Palmer.
Got thinged.
Yeah, Palmer went out and thinged him while he was being isolated, and then he started building that spaceship after he was thinged.
They come back out, and he's like, "I'm better now. I'm fine."
Yeah,
and at that point, it was the thing.
Yeah, he was thinged at that point.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, then maybe then I would have given it to that guy because he was, breaking everything.
Yeah.
So. All right. Cool.
All right.
What are we doing next week?
Next week we're gonna do Sadik. So we're gonna do your show next week.
What are we watching?
What are we watching on your show?
Yeah.
I don't know. What are we watching on your show?
I'm asking because I don't remember.
You don't remember what we're watching on your show?
Not off the top of my head. Give me a minute. Hold on. Let's see. We did that one. We did Dark Man. It was something that I didn't think was too terrible. I'm thinking, I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I'm honestly drawing a blank. And I'm not trying to stall. I'm not even looking it up. I am looking it up now, so I am stalling now. But I completely blanked out on what it was. What is it? What are we doing? Oh, Bloodsport, Bloodshot. That's right. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, it's the Vin Diesel one that I've never seen or even heard of.
That's right. Because it came out. Poor thing came out right
as COVID hit. Yeah,
right as COVID hit. Yeah. Yep. Everything got shut down.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
That's what we're doing on Sadik.
Is that getting released? Yeah, that is next week, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this one comes out after Dark Man. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because Minority Report comes out 2 weeks ago. This week, Time Travel. Yeah. Minority Report came out on Friday the 8th. You have editing to do.
Yes, I do. All right.
Yeah. Me too. I have to edit. What do I have to edit? Constantine? No, Constantine just came out. Darkman. I got to edit Darkman.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, that's all we've got for this week.
Damn it. I have to watch Bloodshot because we're recording Wednesday.
That's right.
God dog it. All right. Well, I'm busy tomorrow.
Yep.
Good thing it's Labor Day.
And that's all we've got for this week. Our intro and outro music is Welcome Home by Cambo. Podcrawl music is Snack Fix by Machette. If you like the show, please rate and review us on iTunes. You can leave us feedback on our Discord channel at smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Discord, or you can email us at smokinganddrinkinginspace@outlook.com. If you'd like to throw a few nickels our way, you can become a Patreon supporter by going to smokinganddrinkinginspace.com/Patreon, and make sure to visit Gonna Geek for more great shows at gonnageek.com. For this week, I'm Jason.
I'm going to miss all our viewers over here at Smoking and Drinking in Space. I'm also going to miss all our listeners, but mostly the viewers.
Mostly the viewers, yeah. You're such a dork. All right. Well, we'll talk to you whenever we see you next, probably Dune Part 2. Have a good one.